Guys, I was working on a video for a different crypto, but I have to be timely here, and looks like right now Ethena, ENA, is the second name of being timely here in early October 2025. Now, unfortunately, as always, not many people are watching what Ethena is doing right now, and they don't appreciate what Ethena basically could be up to. Because it was a very significant and important breakout here at 60 cents, guys. And basically, the main thing that I'm gonna start the video with is that as long as I'm recording the video here on October 2nd, as long as Ethena is gonna close here above 61, 62 cents, this daily close, which at the moment is very likely because as I'm recording the video, Bitcoin is almost 121,000, Ethereum is 4,500, Ethena has like 12% pump just today out of this kind of deviation that we're gonna discuss later in this video. So as long as we hold here, and you know, this is not gonna be a massive fake, which at the moment it doesn't look like being one at all, this is actually gonna be some major new upside, okay, new major opportunity for Ethena for the next probably at least a month, thanks to this deviation. So guys, welcome back once again to AR7 Crypto channel, and as you can see, I'm really excited making this video about Ethena because, as I said, Ethena at the moment looks to me as a fantastic opportunity, but generally, guys, the opportunities, guys, in the market are just insane. Like, I think the vast majority of what I see here is gonna pump like this month in October. And in the last video, guys, if you've tuned in to my last video when I came back, we identified the bottom here at pump.fun at 0.5, and since then we're already up 43% in about a week. So right now we're gonna do something similar about Ethena. Okay, so let's discuss why I'm so excited about what Ethena could be having here. And you know, this daily candle so far looks absolutely terrific so far. Okay, so like I said, I was working actually on a different video, kind of much more macro video about multiple coins and not about only one coin. And basically, guys, look, like, long story short, okay, for everyone who's been in crypto for long enough, you know, we've had the ICO bubble in 2017, we've had the meme coin bubble and the meme coin season actually in this cycle. And look, long term, we're really gonna see successful tokens only for crypto, you know, for obviously either really successful big blockchains, you know, that blockchains that are used really heavily, or companies that have a lot of revenue. All right, so once we go to see at the revenue, okay, what do we see here? This is the top 10 projects, crypto projects in the world by revenue. Okay, so over here, of course, you'll have some of the most major stuff right in the world. You have Ethereum, you have Solana, okay, the most successful cryptocurrencies, right? So Ethereum here is number 2, Solana is number 6, right? We also had here Tether, okay, the largest stablecoin in the world, is number 4. Binance Smart Chain, like, we don't see it over here, but you know, Binance Exchange is the exchange with the largest revenue, which I'm pretty sure is higher than Tether here. So, you know, basically everything except Bitcoin here, right? And to my knowledge, except XRP as well. You know, all of the top kind of 5, 6, 7 here is stuff with like a lot of revenue, right? Like basically everything except Bitcoin and XRP, which is Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, and also USDC. So once we see here circle, this is USDC. Now, like I said, so last Sunday I made a video about pump.fun, okay, because again, also pump.fun, similarly to Ethena, I think still has a lot of upside. But like as you can see, kind of from its last correction, it's already up 50%. So I mean, pump.fun is still gonna be successful, but Ethena is up like a lot less probably from its last bottom. You know, like still only 16%. So this is still kind of the beginning, I think, of the pump. So anyway, so pump.fun is the other major one that is undervalued and it's gonna succeed quite a lot. Then we also have here, you know, wallets, Hyperliquid, okay, which is also now like number, you know, where is that? Like number 17 here. And actually the Ethena stablecoin is here, number 16. So guys, after all of these Tether, Tron, Circle, Ethereum, pump.fun and everything, we have here in the top 10 none other than Ethena, all right? And like I said, why am I so excited about Ethena? And I guess I should also say about the pump.fun token, because pump.fun is number 63 only at 2.5 billion market cap. And Ethena, not the stable coin and not this one, but this one, is 4.4 billion market cap, and like I said, is up a lot less than pump.fun from its low. Another thing that I actually like more about Ethena than pump.fun is that just Ethena has been around for longer. Pump.fun only launched like in July and still has quite a lot of tokens to be emitted. Ethena also still has quite a lot of tokens to still be emitted, but Ethena's price chart kind of has a lot more history that we can take and we can assess so that we can understand what Ethena is capable of. So bottom line, guys, thanks to Ethena being here in the top 10, and basically that would be like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, number 6 crypto project in the world with the highest revenue, right? And if we look like at the last month, it's even number 5, after Tether, Tron, USDC, Hyperliquid, and then number 5 is Ethena. Above, I mean, it's blockchain, it's not comparable, but, like just for your understanding, more than Ethereum. Ethena is just massively undervalued, like I said, similarly to pump.fun. This is why these are the first 2 cryptocurrencies I'm making a video about since I'm back on YouTube since the beginning of this year. Because the opportunity, I think, is the greatest in basically these 2 coins, pump.fun and Ethena. Also some others that I'm also gonna cover in in my other future videos here. But like I said, Ethena is the real deal. Ethena is the real deal fundamentally. And now let's really pivot more to the technical analysis, all right? So I know fundamentally I like Ethena a lot. And I already explained that I just like this breakout that we have here from this kind of under 60 cents region. Now let's discuss a little bit more what I think Ethena could be actually capable of, and why am I so excited, right? So up until not too long ago, basically when we were still here and when Bitcoin was kind of hesitant and everything, we didn't know what's going on, Ethena was looking like it has a potential to actually look very bearish. And if Ethena would have reached, here approximately closer like to the 50 cents region, all right, which is, this level here on the Fibonacci, then it could have actually looked like, kind of a double head, you know what I mean? Like one head, and then these could be shoulders, all right? So this one over here, right, this new blue line, this could be the neck of Ethena, and this could be basically where it's at now, here and here could be the shoulders, and then it could actually collapse all the way back to 20 something cents. But Ethena, basically at the moment, this is actually like a spring. This is like a manipulation, similarly to what happened with Ethereum, all right? So Ethereum, so just to show you the example, right? So Ethereum, right, it had these major highs at around $4,000, and it breached this high, it got to almost 5,000, and then was consolidating for a month above. And then it actually had a, like a fake out here all the way to 3,800, but then, it reclaimed powerfully all of that region back above 4,000. And basically that was like a manipulation, right? So if we look at the daily chart, like anything here below 4,000, that was kind of a manipulation, a spring, and then it, is shooting right back now. So back to Ethena, has a similar situation here. Right? Basically, it was holding all these levels, right? So if we're gonna move here to the weekly chart, so it made a really nice it made a really nice run back kind of in June, July, which I also tweeted about at the time, by the way, that Ethena is showing massive strength, and once Q4 is gonna be back and Bitcoin is gonna pump back, which at the moment is exactly what it's doing, Ethena is gonna be really strong because it showed us that it was already strong over here. And by the way, also in every single major pump that actually Bitcoin had, Ethena participated and was kind of pretty instrumental, right? So this is when Ethena only launched, had a massive pump. Then this is when Trump was elected, and over here Ethena had like a 5x, which is crazy for such a large cap. And now most recently, like when Bitcoin did pump kind of in the summer to 124K, which kind of was a decent pump, but not something that crazy, it was still a 3x. And now potentially, I think we're starting something similar. I think now we're starting something, we're gonna discuss like how much it's capable of, right? But I think now we're at the beginning of like a similar move to what we had here and what we had here. And because we had this kind of manipulation, right? We had this kind of spring, below basically here at 60 cents. But Ethena was able to, like, you know, similarly to Ethereum, consolidate here in July, August, September, consolidate between here like 80 something cents to 60 cents, made a fake out below, kind of a spring, and now, you know, also on the weekly chart, just like Ethereum, it looks absolutely fantastic. So, you know, if the next weekly chart is gonna get us, or even this weekly, the current weekly chart, if it's gonna get us to 75 cents, then, you know, everything we're discussing here is gonna be even more powerful. So, like I said, personally, I use stop losses, right? So like I said, everything I say here is just dependent on us if we hold 60 to 61 cent. If we don't drop below, and this is not a fake out and we're actually gonna go a lot further down, then you know, we have a massive upside here. So I mean, even as I'm recording the video, I think this is still a really nice opportunity, because you know, the potential loss, right, if I have a stop loss, right, is like 8% or so, but the potential upside in my opinion is really significant, and I'll explain why. So first of all, so, you know, for the targets for Ethena, obviously the very first and straightforward target is approximately a 2x from here, which would just make it to the all-time high. Now, if and when Ethena is getting there, I'm not expecting, you know, I'm expecting, of course, Ethena to struggle there, not break it immediately, but this time around, Ethena actually, I think, has really good chances, in my opinion, to really break the all-time high. And if you guys been around in crypto or generally in markets enough, you know, when you break your all-time high, you you start to go crazy. You know, like the largest asset in the world, for example, has done this, you know, during the last year, and you can see, like, once gold broke the all-time high at, you know, around $2,000 back in March 2024, you see it just unable to stop. It's just going up and up and up and up. And again, this is gold. Like, this is the largest asset in the whole world that is worth trillions and trillions. So similarly, I'll be expecting Ethena to have a similar situation once it breaks, or if, you know, I cannot say once, if it breaks the all-time high here at around $20 something. So like I said, I want to explain why I think Ethena has really good chances to break. So look, so last time, okay, so Ethena was launched, and then Bitcoin had basically also consolidation during the last year. So you know, if we think about Bitcoin here in April 2024, it reached 70k, then to around August it dropped to 49k. So, you know, Bitcoin dropped like 30%, and of course Ethena is an altcoin that has only launched, dropped a lot more, 85%. Now, then, once, like we said, Trump was elected, Ethena pumped a 5x, but like you can see, in the last pump, that basically also started in Q4, Q4s and the bull runs for crypto are absolutely, you know, bullish and crazy. So, yeah, you can see in the last pump, you know, it didn't really have any substantial corrections, especially starting here. This is when really Trump got elected. You see this kind of a really big candle from 34 cents to 50 something cents. So you see, it just went all the way to the all-time high, tried to break it twice, unable to. You can see one of my indicators that are tracking momentum, you know, showed us that, you know, we should be selling here, and also here temporarily we also had you know, momentum that was dying off during the last pump. But anyway, here you can see we made this run a 5x, which again is really a lot for a large coin like Ethena, a coin that is, you know, number 44, 43. And then, you know, we had a new collapse when Bitcoin collapsed again to 70 something K. Ethereum collapsed from 4,000 to 1,400. Ethereum collapsed from here to here, even more than Ethena, right? So Ethena from the all-time high the first time went to 20 cents. This time, okay, that's one of the major reasons why I think Ethena is gonna perform a lot better in the next kind of few months, is because we have a higher low here. Forming for Ethena. All right, so this was a low at 20 cents, and this time in June 2025 the low was 23 cents. All right, so we have a higher low from the previous year, from 2024. And lastly, and more importantly, last but not least for sure, one of the key things that I like here quite a lot, let me remove this because I won't need it anymore. Yeah, one of the things that I like here really quite a lot is basically two things. Is basically two things, but the main one is that we started kind of basically, obviously, it's obvious now, we started a new pump here, right? We had a 3x pump, or even more than a 3x for Ethena. But this time around, guys, what I like about it so much is that we pumped into like the stronger region, right? The stronger region of this whole move, right? Which is basically above the 50-cent region, right? From 23 to 87. So basically, we pumped like something like 50 cents, all right? So here, this number here, you can see like from 23 to like 73, we pumped 50 cents and we corrected less than 25 cents. This is why I like quite a lot. Or I mean, around, like, we had this kind of manipulation, we had this kind of spring that looked really scary, that looked really bad, especially on the daily chart over here. That we got below 60 cents, but we actually held the kind of the 50% level of that whole move, which is also very, very bullish. And we had a consolidation, guys, basically since late July. Like, we had a consolidation of 2 months, which is quite a lot, for an altcoin like Ethena. So this time around, what I'm saying is that the last time it was just pumping, in the beginning it kind of had swift and strong, corrections along the way, but eventually, just up and up. Every single week is just up without any consolidation all the way to all-time high, and you don't really have many chances to break the all-time high like that. But this time, we made kind of, not the pump to the all-time high. We had, like 3 substantial weekly charts here, green charts, green candles, I should say. And then we had like 2 months of consolidation, to digest all of this move, from 20-30 cents region to 60 to 70 cents region, which is again the upper part of that whole kind of price structure that Ethena has over here. And to kind of complete my view here, like I said, of course, we need like an extra week, either this week or the next week, to really close above 75 cents, so that we'll be even more confident in my analysis. But basically, thanks to the fact that we consolidated here quite a lot, and then also reason number 2, like I mentioned. So this pink line that I have here is the 50 weekly moving average. So now that Ethena exists for long enough, we have the 50-week moving average. So since we started having this moving average, of course, Ethena was, far below it, then it broke it, and now we held it as support for the last 2 weeks. Now, the 50-week in this bull run is very substantial, because you can see with Bitcoin, for example, this is also the same pink line. This is the 50-week moving average. You can see that basically this is what kept Bitcoin in the cycle, in the bull run, throughout this whole bull run. In 2023, we got close to it. This is like August, September 2024. This is when Ethena also bottomed last year. Bitcoin held it once again, and then most recently in Q1, Q2 of this year, Bitcoin held the 50-week. So now Ethena has also held the 50-week for 2 weeks as support, as it got above it, and this is also gonna provide it like a lot of extra fuel to go far, far higher. So because again, now that we explained why there's definitely the case for Ethena to break all-time highs, and like we've shown with gold, once you break all-time highs, you kind of do not look back. This is why now we can look at the Fibonacci levels here. And basically, then our next target, which again, in my opinion, is still kind of slightly conservative target, is around the 3.5x from here all the way to $2.3. This is basically going to be one of my, I guess the all-time high is still my first target. This is my second target, which I think still has really good chances of happening. But then my kind of main target, which in my personal, the way I see it, is not kind of way too bullish, but it's also not way too bearish, is basically repeating approximately a 5x, like similarly to what we had in the last Q4 or end of Q3. And basically, I'm expecting us to repeat something similar, but this time, like I said, from this kind of much higher, macro higher low from here, and approximately a 5x from here is gonna take us to around 3.60 dollars here for Ethena. This is, for me personally, gonna be my kind of main target. This is what I think is still reasonable. But like above that, you know, I'm not gonna wait for the prices above. They can still happen, you know, based on the last all-time high. You know, we've had many other altcoins or Bitcoin in the past, and you know, many other cryptocurrencies so far were able to reach this extension of 4.23. But you know, it's just gonna be kind of, you know, it's gonna be close to a 10x from here. But again, this one is just like possible, but you know, like the much more optimistic target, which I'm not gonna wait for that. I'm gonna be open that this definitely can occur, but this is not gonna be my main kind of, you know, I'm not gonna just wait, let's say, not sell anything all the way to $5. So based on everything that we've explained here, guys, right, about the revenue that Ethena has, which is really among the highest in all of crypto, and it's only number 44. There's still so many projects like number 25, 20, 15 that Ethena should and can surpass. Based on all of the technical analysis that we've explained over here, I think the really, like I said, likely targets for me until the end of this year, maybe the very beginning of the next year, for Ethena are first the all-time high, which is a 2x. I think it's, I don't want to say it's like a no-brainer that it will happen, but I think really high chances it will happen. Then after that, a 3.5x-ish, or you know, I guess $2.27. This is gonna be a really major target that I think we're also gonna hit, especially if we break all-time highs. Really good chances, you know, that we're gonna get from $1.30 to 2.30 or so. And then lastly, like I said, my main target, which I think is also likely and not like way too optimistic. I think it's kind of decently optimistic. This is my main target. This is 3.60, which is, like you can see, around, actually not, sorry, this is not a 5x, this is actually a 6x. I guess I'm making it from 60 cents. Anyway, yeah, something between 5 to 6x from, as I'm recording the video here, from Ethena that is priced at 64 cents. So yeah, guys, I was once again AR7 Crypto. Thank you very much again for joining me in this video. And yeah, guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think I'm way too optimistic? Or, you know, sometimes people even think like maybe I'm pessimistic, maybe it's gonna get to like $10 or $20 or something like that. Let me know what are your targets. Let me know what do you think. Do you think this macro low can help us quite a lot? You're welcome to say everything that you think Ethena is about to do over here. And yeah, you're very welcome to subscribe to the channel to actually see the other macro video that I was working on about like the best crypto projects when it comes to revenue. And yeah, of course, like I said, I'm gonna discuss many other coins that at the moment I see quite many coins that are gonna be really successful in the next few months. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for being here once again. I was AR7 Crypto channel. Have a fantastic week and a fantastic weekend ahead, and cheers as always.